The story of Khadirangara, Jakartamala tale number 40. The Buddha shared a story at Jakartamala, inspired by Anathapindika's devotion to him and the Sangha. Anathapindika regularly visited the Buddha 3 times a day, bringing offerings of food and drinks. He also supported the Sangha with accommodations during the rainy retreats and provided robes for monks in need. Whenever the Buddha visited his home, Anathapindika ensured over 500 portions of food were prepared. His generosity extended beyond the Sangha, lending money to help people start businesses and forgiving debts. Anathapindika's lavish 7-story home, decorated with valuable wooden colors, was also home to a deity on the 4th floor. However, when the Buddha or senior monks visited, the deity had to leave, which frustrated her. Determined to stop Anathapindika's generosity, she appeared to his chief assistant and son, urging them to convince Anathapindika to stop offering food to the Buddha, citing financial strain. Both rejected her advice. Despite his financial struggles, Anathapindika continued his generosity, though the quality of his offerings diminished. One day, when he could not provide enough food, he visited the Buddha empty-handed, feeling ashamed. The Buddha reassured him, saying that true generosity is measured by sincerity, not material value, and that offering to the liberated monks brings great blessings. Strengthened by the Buddha's words, Anathapindika's faith grew, and he reached stream entry. However, the deity, still persistent, warned Anathapindika of financial ruin. Undeterred, Anathapindika told her to leave his house, as he had attained stream entry and had the authority to command her. The deity left but, homeless and suffering, sought help from Sakka, the king of the gods. Sakka advised her to help Anathapindika recover his lost wealth by influencing a wealthy debtor to repay him and retrieving some wealth from the ocean. Following Sakka's advice, the deity compelled the debtor to repay 180 million and retrieved another 180 million from the sea. She then apologized to Anathapindika, asking to stay in his home until her child was old enough to relocate. Anathapindika allowed her to stay on the condition that she apologized to the Buddha. The deity agreed, and Anathapindika took her to meet the Buddha, sharing the full story. The Buddha, showing compassion, explained the law of cause and effect, emphasizing that people may not fully understand the consequences of their actions. Upon hearing this, the deity reached stream entry and expressed regret for hindering Anathapindika's generosity. The Buddha praised Anathapindika's steadfast devotion, noting that wise individuals, even without encountering a Buddha, have long upheld goodness. Then, the Buddha shared another tale. When King Brahmadatta ruled Varanasi, the Bodhisattva was born as the son of a wealthy merchant. He received an excellent education, mastering various fields by age 16. Upon his father's passing, he inherited the family fortune and businesses, but stood out for his love of generosity. He established 6 charity houses throughout the city where the poor could receive food and drink daily. One day, a Pachakabuddha, a solitary enlightened being who had fasted for 7 days, arrived at the Bodhisattva's home instead of the charity houses. Delighted by this opportunity, the Bodhisattva prepared a special meal. However, the god Mara, wishing the Pachakabuddha to perish, created a pit filled with burning coals at the entrance. The Bodhisattva calmly confronted Mara, refusing to halt his generosity. With the Pachakabuddha's bowl filled, he stepped toward the pit, praying that his sincerity sustain him. As he leapt, the pit transformed into a giant lotus, which carried him safely to the Pachakabuddha, who accepted the offering before vanishing. Frustrated, Mara withdrew. Seated on the lotus, the Bodhisattva taught the crowd the importance of virtue and generosity, remaining dedicated to charity for life. After recounting the tale, the Buddha revealed that he was the generous young man in this past life, demonstrating unwavering generosity even in the face of adversity.